Welcome back. So today I'm going to just go over what I read during the stay home reading rush. I didn't actually add up the page count total, so I'll just say the number of pages in all of the books and then I'll add it somewhere around here. We'll keep this easy. First we had Fantastic Mr. Fox. I read this. I was planning to read this during an afternoon while I was eating, but I just wound up reading it on the couch. Fun, it was light, it was sweet, it was exactly what I was hoping when I went into reading this. It was just a fun little read. Next we have Never Seen. It is book number 4 in Keepers of the Lost City series. I really enjoyed this one. Our characters are now 13/14. They're growing older, they're using their powers a little bit more, they're developing in all of their characters and their friendships, and it's really kind of fun to see. And the ending had me wanting to pick up book number 5 right away. And that's kind of why I like TBRs. I have a tendency to just knock out everything in a series and wind up a little bit sad that I read it so quickly. So I finished this. It was a lot of fun. Probably my favorite in the series thus far. So very excited to start the 5th one at the beginning of May. Now we have Meet Cute, which was an anthology. So I enjoyed this one. You can see I divided how I wanted to read this throughout the reading rush, and it was a lot of fun. It was a nice thing to keep next to my bed. It did read a little bit too young in terms of romance for me, so some of the stories were quite cute. But just for my personal taste in contemporary work. But I'm going to unhaul this and maybe give it to a local high school because I can see kids of this age bracket really enjoying it. It's not written for me, so I can still appreciate for what it is, but I'll be unhauling this and giving it to a local high school. So I know I still have Us Against You, but that's the only one that I kind of want to talk about. So I'm going to go ahead and skip to Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. So I finished all of my books a day early, so I picked up this yesterday, and I was already on page 153, so it was a lot of fun. I'm not normally a sci-fi kind of girl. It's a genre that I really struggle to find something that I enjoy enough to continue to pick up. I thought if I had any hope at all, it would be Brandon Sanderson, as he's one of my favorite fantasy writers, and I was absolutely on the right track. I loved this. I loved every second of it. I think it was to my benefit because I already knew how he wrote, so I was able to fall into the story a little bit easier that way. So this wound up being a really great read, and I'm very excited to pick up the second one. There's a bus going by. Next we have Us Against You by Frederick Bachman. So, this book, it's no secret, and I'll speak more to it for my monthly wrap-up. I absolutely adored Beartown. I loved it. I loved every second of it. The characters, I wound up closing the book, finishing it, and I thought about them for a week after, how interesting the story was, how beautiful the writing was, how clever the author was and what he was trying to do and say, and the way in which he was saying everything. However, I want to start off by saying this wasn't a bad book. Again, you can see how I kind of tiered it off. So this sticky tab I put in when I had my first reservation, and that was as early as page 31. My suggestion as a reader would be, if you liked Beartown, if you enjoyed it, if it was a beautiful, complete standalone story, which for me it was, leave it there. Us Against You didn't really add anything to the original story. It didn't really expand on character development in a way that was satisfying. And the thing about Beartown was it was such a heart-wrenching story and so beautiful that the way in which Frederick Bachman ended on such a beautiful, hopeful note, and it seemed very intentional, the message he was trying to get across in those situations. I felt in Us Against You there was a tendency to sort of backslide. So we went from setting, catastrophe, hopeful ending, and we sort of backslid back into setting, tension, and the ending in my personal opinion, was not satisfactory. That being said, Beartown has made my top 10 of favorite books. That's not to take away from what Frederick Bachman did with the first one, just the second one didn't really speak to me. I had a fellow booktuber comment on my TBR for this stay home reading rush saying that she was looking to pick this up, so I might as well just unhaul this and send it her way because this might be the perfect book for her and she might really enjoy it. So I'm going to put the ending page count right here. I do believe as I was sort of keeping track in the readathon, I hit over 1,000 pages, which I'm very happy about. It did help that I had a couple of middle grade stories on there, but also the weather wasn't terribly nice. So besides doing a little gym order, I didn't really do much this weekend. I really enjoyed it. Let me know how far you guys got in your TBR, what you've been reading. Did you participate in the reading rush? And if so, how far did you get? Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to subscribe, I make videos every Wednesday and Saturday. So I will see you on Saturday with what I am reading for the literally. So I will see you on Saturday with what I'm reading for the Literally Dead Book Club this month.